Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, specifically the Joe Rogan Experience, Lex Fridman podcast, and another person called Danny Jones. I don't really hear a lot on the Danny Jones podcast too much about crypto, but Joe Rogan's someone who consistently dips their toe into things. But more importantly, what I find is Joe's connection with Elon Musk is very strong. He's a recurring person who's come back for, I think, 3 or 4 podcasts now. And it's just very interesting to see what has been coming up behind the scenes and really low profile. And it seems to be some kind of secret plan that is unfolding. And realistically, it is secret. It's being kept really tight knit. And we're only really hearing whispers of these different kind of things. But when you hear the main man, Joe Rogan himself, specifically saying about X becoming just everything you need, the likelihood is they're going to do something similar to what Solana did, I think, where they release a mobile device. This mobile device is specifically designed to house everything you need in one place. This phone would be compatible with Neuralink and all of these different things. So you can kind of see what this secretish plan that's unfolding in the background is turning out to be. Elon Musk has given ex-employees 1 year to replace your bank. This isn't something that is a small task. We're talking about a guy who creates electric cars, shoots rockets up into the outer atmosphere for fun and blows them up. I mean, he made the nozzle or the point of the rocket more pointy just because of a dictator film. I mean, this guy is just incredible to say the least. But like I said, when we're hearing someone like Joe Rogan bringing stuff like this up, it's really interesting to say the least. So as you can see, right, he's bringing this up, and the fact that he's picking up on it, I feel like Elon Musk is probably coming on for another episode pretty soon. But I feel like Joe's maybe spoken to him more than just read something. Maybe they've been speaking, and maybe it's talking points that they've been covering pre-podcast, so to speak, because all of these podcasts work off talking points. Lex Fridman actually types his talking points down and he goes through on a list and crosses them out. So I don't want to rule anything out here, but ultimately, right, this is a huge process. It's a substantial process to say the least. But for Elon Musk, X equals everything. And I think this is a really good title and a really good way to more or less kind of draw an image of what it's going to be. And I kind of guessed this was coming at some point, right? Somebody is going to capitalize on this market. And the thing I find the funniest is Elon Musk's connection to Dogecoin. The connection to Dogecoin is very strong with Elon. He's always dropping hints, different things. Now, with X payments being spoken about a lot, Dogecoin's been moving upwards based on that news. So this really all starts to add up to a far greater picture of, is there more to Dogecoin than the run it's already had? Is it going to do another substantial run in the future? And honestly, to be quite honest, because of the way he is, right, he has a Tesla floating around in space. You can go and watch the live stream. It just seems like it's something that he would do to appease people and to make people like him more. He loves the fact that people like him. He's a likable person, and even with all of his faults. So for me, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on Dogecoin, but more importantly, what I'm going to be doing is keeping an eye on this, because the Solana mobile device, I think, trying to get one of those now, it's going to be tough. But a device like this, you could definitely get access to. And I think it's going to be really important, and for people to try and draw this connection in your head with the Neuralink kind of situation. If you've watched any of the previous podcasts with Elon on Joe Rogan, Elon said it's just going to get to a point where you don't even need to talk to somebody. You can literally just talk through your thoughts. And that sounds absolutely strange, but I guess once again, this all gets tied in and bundled into X. Now, the X payment system and just the payment system from X at the moment is actually a bit of a controversy that is in the headlines. So hopefully this is going to be more steps to making that sort of system better, because even people like Mr. Beast have been saying recently it's a bit of a sham, the way you get paid. I think he got paid like $1.4 million or something, but he ended up getting a a considerable amount less. And I was just thinking to myself, hey, dude, you want to try trading crypto at some point, you get LUNC to be bent over quite frequently. So with all of this being said, right, what should you do? Well, you should keep an eye on this thing. You should probably set alerts for anything to do with X at the moment, because the likelihood of it being interwoven into crypto is very, very high. Blockchain technology is the future, and it works perfectly with these kind of systems. And for me, like I said, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Dogecoin. I think there's a lot more to it. And the simple fact is if this all does pan out and it starts to roll out, there's only really one coin that's heavily associated with the X brand, and that's Dogecoin. I think it's really important, folks. If you're not a subscriber here, consider subscribing. Drop a like, drop a comment. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Consider signing up to our Patreon for extras. If you've got LUNC, consider delegating with our node. We've got HCC Autocompounding over at hcc.com. Other than that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.